Okay, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Today's episode is going to be on a movie critique. Now, the movie that we're critiquing is a movie that I didn't even think to put on my list until I watched it, I think last week or 2 weeks ago. And a lot of you are going to be like, okay, that might go into the outdoors survival movie aspect or critique, if you will. Now, we are going to talk about other movies like Revenant, of course, The Grey, Leave No Trace. Those are movies that we're going to go over. But with this movie, just watching it 2 weeks ago, there was a key factor in the movie that stood out to me when I watched it. Now, the movie's called The Blair Witch Project. That was shot in 1999, not the 2016 version, which is called The Blair Witch. So in The Blair Witch Project, three friends go into the forest. Spoiler alert, they go into the forest looking for a witch that was supposedly killed decades ago because the town blamed the witch for killing the kids or making a lot of kids disappear. The town wound up killing the witch, and the forest that she resided in wound up being haunted with her spirits. So the folktale goes that anyone who walked into the forest never came back out because she was out there still killing and taking people's lives. So anyway, let's skip over all of that fantasy witch crap, right? The reality is that these three friends go into the forest and shit starts going downhill right away. Now, when the shit started going downhill is when they got lost. Now, in real life, we've read it over and over again. People get lost in the forest and they die because they die from hypothermia. They keep walking deeper into the forest. They don't have the right gear with them. Sudden inclement weather comes in and the temperature drops to like freezing when it was just 60 degrees earlier that day. So, and it does happen today. I mean, obviously today it's like outside it's 16 degrees. Next week is going to be 58, right? And if you go to the Catskills next week when it's 58, it's said to drop down to 26 degrees at night. So that can happen, right? In the movie, they get lost. First of all, they don't have a compass. Now, you always need a compass when you're going into the forest. If you don't know how to read the numbers and you don't know how to shoot an azimuth, at the very least, you can get a general direction of where you're walking, which way you're walking to. Now, they didn't have a compass because they used a map. When you're going to use a map, that's problem number two. When you're going to use a map, you have to memorize the map before you head out. Any trip I go on, I stare at the map for about a week or two, maybe even a month if I'm really unfamiliar with the area, and I study it. I study where the lake is, where the cliff is, if it's a downhill or uphill. I study everything about the map. So if I lose my map, I can do it by memorizing the map. I don't have to look at it anymore. Plus, it also stops me from pulling it out of my pocket, looking at it, putting it back in. That slows you down. Once I hit the trail, I'm on a mission to get to point B, and then I look at the map again and I'm like, okay, this is where I want to go in the general area when I'm camping. I'm going to go here to this caves, that mine, this cliff, the top of that mountain. But that's when I get to my campsite. So memorize the map that you're going to use when you're hiking. That was a huge problem in the Blair Witch. They didn't have a map. They lost their map, and they didn't have a compass. They lost their map because one of the idiots in the movie kicks the map into the creek. Why did he do that, right? So because he was frustrated and carrying on and this map's no good. Now keep in mind, in the Blair Witch Project, the witch played its witch bullshit trickery on it, right? So with the witch using its witch magic, it was sort of looping them around in circles. So outside of that happening, when you get lost, don't ever do, and this is my third point about the movie, don't panic. Don't flip out. Don't turn on each other. Don't start unraveling. Don't crawl into your shell and start rocking back and forth in the middle of the ground. Get it together. Come up with a plan and execute the plan. Panicking does no one any good. The whole, oh my God, we're going to die out here because it's going to get cold. Guess what you do? You set your tent up. You pitch a fire. You plan how to get out for the next day. It does no good walking in the forest at night with no map if you don't have a map And if you have a headlamp, that's fine. But if you're completely lost, stay your ass put and then come up with a plan and execute it the next day. Right now, there was a lady who got lost walking the Appalachian Trail, I think 2 years ago. Older lady. She went to use the restroom. She walked off the trail. I don't know how she got that far off the trail where she forgot where it was, but she wound up being lost and out there for 2 or 3 weeks. I'll put the link to that story below. Meanwhile, when they found her, she was only 100 yards away from the trail, or 50 yards away. She was really close. So she wound up staying put, but she stayed put for so long, help never came. So the idea of getting lost in a forest and staying put, I disagree with. If you are in a dangerous area, yes, stay put. Someone will probably come and find you, probably. But if no one's looking for you, you got to get up and go. You got to get up and find your way out of that area, because staying put is not going to do anyone good, because there have been plenty of people who have stayed put and died. All right, guys. So this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. We are going to do more movie critiques, like I said, on outdoor movies. On my urban channel, we're going to do more disaster movie critiques and things like that. So if you do like these kind of critiques, do me a favor, leave a comment in the section below. Like and subscribe to this channel, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. All right, guys, thank you for watching.